Welcome to Middle Aged Apocalypse. I'm Greg. This is Alex, Al, Hansi Hans.
They got
Coming
high,
out.
so it's the way the day's
I'm,
been.
I'm
I'm sure
just throwing them all out there. Throwing them all out there.
we're having the case of the Mondays, so I'm just saying, fuck. With
Shit.
any kid, sorry.
Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty, but it is International Podcast Day today that we're recording.
Are
Probably
you?
won't be out till tomorrow, but yes, I'm not kidding. It is International Podcast Day.
That's what
So
this come to. I don't want to be here anymore. International podcast. That's like the. Okay, everyone that wasn't born in the '80s that takes offense to everything. That's the term I've ever heard. International Podcast Day. Yeah.
hey,
Go.
you are now a podcaster. You fit into this category. So if you think it sounds
That's like
then
people that
gay, you are.
that's like people that think U2 is as cool as Dire Straits. You missed it. You missed the boat. You missed 1987 was way cooler than you have any idea if you think U2 is as cool as Dire Straits. Mark Knopfler would smack you across the mouth, bring you to the Shire, and show you how the old folks did it. You, Okay, all right. I'll play along, Greg. You continue with the intro.
uh, uh, yeah, so National Podcast Day. We're a little late on the podcast this week. I'd like to say it's because I was waiting for International Podcast Day, but
It was because
um,
I don't do good with technology. It's all my fault, literally.
well, no, not necessarily. I had
Yeah,
a long.
mostly. I'll take it. I'll take the
Well,
hit.
that we didn't do it over the weekend, rather, is, probably attributed to me. I wasn't getting good sleep, and we had a bunch of raccoon issues. I ended up capturing 2 raccoons this weekend.
Cap capturing. Why don't you just
Yeah,
shoot them?
well,
Come on.
I was trying to avoid doing that.
I mean,
Um,
they are kind of cute. I'll give you that. If they were,
they are cute. They are cute and
they're
they,
friends too. They are sweethearts.
yeah, if
You,
they're not threatened,
huh?
they're sweet. They're sweethearts.
Oh, they're so funny. They like being like companions to dogs, which is the cutest thing. They're like, I'm just gonna be weird, raccoon mode, and keep scratching while you try to nap. And then the dog's like, "Bark," and it's like, ah! Their little like mannerisms are the funniest thing. Or they pull back and they're like hugging the back of the couch, and they're just like, I'm sorry, I was just joking. They're so funny like that. They're
Yeah,
just
I wish I was in a scenario like that, but the face to face I had with these 2 raccoons, one of them charged me and Tucker the
yeah, they
last
can,
weekend.
yeah.
Tucker was barking at him like crazy, so he felt threatened because we were in between him and where we'd been living. Actually, I think it was the female,
Right.
uh, because we were in between the barn and it, and
Oh
Tucker was,
yeah, it's comfort zone. So it got
yeah.
to try to scare you off. Yeah. They can get vicious like that. That's the thing. But there's a dude that lives like, I don't know. I think I follow him on Instagram. He lives like, I don't know, within like 50 miles of you. That's raised one that got left behind by its mom. and it's just a goofball. It's a little prankster. It's the sweetest little guy. He doesn't he doesn't ask for anything, but he's got, two older cats and then a dog, older brother, and he's just this little, like, he just likes to with things and try to make a itch you can't scratch, if you will. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like that. They're so goofy. But yeah, they can get nasty when they get older and territorial.
Yeah, honestly, I would have liked to. I mean, it would have been really cool to raise it, but
Yeah,
raise both of them. But with the between the chickens and the hound dog
right,
and the other dog, um, I was more worried about them attacking because I'm pretty sure their mom. They were raised in our shed. I know they were raised in our shed because we had coons in our shed, and the mom must have moved out. I don't know how many babies there were, but two of them ended up in the barn.
yeah,
And if we had found them when they were little, might have been different. Dogs still would have freaked out, but would have got used to them, like they do with the chickens.
right, right.
But what the mother, I'm pretty sure, took one of our original six.
Yeah,
Um, because they were living there when we lost our fourth chicken that we lost.
right.
Um,
And they are territorial too, because they're not quite domesticated enough yet to be able to, the people that do domesticate them, that have the ones that behave and act like members of the family, like cats and dogs. I mean, you're 1 in 100. I mean, you're really lucky to get one that has that kind of demeanor. But other than that, yeah, they're just like any other wild animal. They're unpredictable. So
yeah, yeah. But this last one, as soon as we removed the dogs from the scenario, it was super like docile and sweet.
yeah,
At least according to my wife. Because they dealt with it. I had to leave work to come home, and you're not supposed to transport a wild animal like that just in case of disease. But we knew for sure that
yeah,
they were not rabid or anything like that because they've lived on our property their entire lives.
right, yeah.
Um,
I mean, the other way to
so,
do it, you just hit it in the head with a hammer and tie it to the roof, and then it's not technically in the vehicle. So
well, I was trying to avoid any. I wanted them to live as much as possible. And luckily for them, I'm a terrible shot because I did try and shoot at one to get to the
some
other one in its cage because I couldn't get to the cage because the other one kept coming out of the bushes, but I could not shoot it. So
need to divulge how horrifying of a shot you are.
luckily, they both survived because of
All
it. So
I say, Greg, is that I didn't hit it. That's all you have to say. Don't say
I did
don't
not.
spend $20 worth of ammo and it got away. You don't need to say that. You just say, "Yeah, I missed." That's all you have to say. You don't know. Come on. What the zombie apocalypse that's upon us? What? I'm gonna be like, huh? My best friend, and just throw you like what, an AR, and be like, he's getting. No, I'm not throwing you. I'll give you like a hatchet and a pocket knife, and be like, make do, Greg, because ammo is very important right now. You,
Well, I'll grab my machete and throw your pocket knife on the ground.
you're what? How big is your machete?
gosh. Oh, you can't see my video. It's probably
24 inch, 2
2
foot.
feet. Yeah, I think it's a 2 footer.
Yeah. You
I
ever play?
actually misplaced it though. I should probably find that. I used to have it by the back door, but better.
All right, all right. So where we leave off? You and your fucking machete. You don't even know how to use it. You never plays the trail.
Yeah, we're just bullshitting about how bad of a shot I am.
Well, there's that, and the fact that you just have a machete just to say you have a machete.
Oh yeah, I don't know where it went. Put the I've had the I've had the shotgun by the door for so long because of these raccoons that uh, I swapped it out with the machete. I'm not sure. I think it's over by the gun safe. I don't know. I'll have to check.
What kind of shotgun do you
Um,
have again?
it's a camo moss
Moshpit. Okay, yeah, that's a good shotgun. What is it? Uh,
single barrel.
5 round capacity.
Um, gosh,
Five,
I,
five in the tube, five in the tube, one in the chamber. If you really want to get excited, right?
I don't even know. I just put one in the chamber every time. I've never tried to put
You're
more.
still, you're still such a fucking hippie liberal. Oh my fucking word! Load the fucking thing. Oh my fucking word! Carry that lead. Come on, come on. Gregory, what are we gonna do with you? I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
good question. I should probably take some courses.
Or you should just hang out with me for a day with a bunch of guns.
Well, that could do it.
Easy enough. It's like, oh, I can't fit any more in here, and then rack the slide, and then, oh, there's nothing in there. That's a spot for something, and boom, there's another round. Then you're fully loaded, good to go. Fucking smoke 'em. I mean, oh man, 12 gauge slugs are cool, but dude, 12 gauge fucking 3 round buck. Oh, dude, that's like super fun. You want to see an entry point the size of like my fucking fist, and then the exit on the other side of like a car, for example, is the size of a fucking bowling ball because they just hit, and then everything starts expanding all weird. All three pellets just fucking boom. It's something special. A lot of people it's weird. Like even my own fucking dumbass brother, he's never even shot a fucking 22. Uh, I mean, I just don't understand what's wrong with this country anymore. It never. I hate guns. You've never shot one and you hate them? Well, wait until you shoot one because you'll love them after that. I mean, it's that simple. Am I wrong? It's like, oh my, and everyone has their different tastes. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, in terms of handguns, not rifles, I'm a revolver guy. Everyone's different. It's just the way you hold it. It's the way your arm was assembled when you came out of the womb. Everyone holds things different. Ergonomically, we're all different. The way your wrist moves, where your elbow moves, where your shoulder moves, past and previous and current injuries, everyone's different. And that's just the way it is. Just the way the ball bounces. But me personally, I mean, dude, go down to the truck and give me my 357. That little 4 1/4 inch barrel, a lot of people look at it like, that's a humongous revolver handgun thing. It's like, dude, to me, the thing's a pocket pistol. I literally go into Walmart and I just stuff it in my pocket. I, that's the only Walmart's the only place I lock my truck, by the way. But it's everyone's different. I can one-handed, fucking half drunk. I can one-handed 50 yards just ping, 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 hit whatever the fuck I'm aiming at. Everyone, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's ergonomically different. Like, like I'm gonna try to shoot this into the trash barrel right now. I guarantee you I'm gonna miss. And that's why I never played basketball. Oh, so bad. So bad. And now the cat's chasing it and he's just gonna bat it around and wake everybody up. Great. What a role model I am. Anyways. So what do you got for some topics? I got some shit tucked away somewhere. I don't remember
Oh,
where.
let's see what we got here.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you heard about this second moon that we've got?
So it's not even September 29th yet, and people are seeing two moons in the sky already. So what is this about, y'all? I thought September 29th is when we were going to start seeing two moons. Why are we seeing two moons in the atmosphere already? Now, I be telling y'all, Florida got all the signs. Florida got all the actions. This is why the wood that was used to build the ark, gopher wood, is only found in Florida. So are the end times only happening in Florida? Because, man, Florida's going through it, y'all. But this is not the first time we're seeing a couple of moons in the sky. Throughout the years of me posting, I've been showing y'all that people are seeing multiple moons in the sky. So why is it now that the government or NASA come out talking about it? Because people are noticing what is going on and they have no explanation for what's happening. The only thing they did was basically tell us that we're having two moons in the sky, and that's practically it. They gave no explanation of how, why, who, all these type of things. Everything that we have been taught is a lie. Hell, majority of the things that we learn in school, we don't even use to this very day, y'all. They just taught us a whole bunch of useless lies. And now our lives and everything that we have known is literally being shifted. That's why we're on here asking each other what is going on, because the media is not telling us truth. They're not doing justice. But hang on to your seats, y'all. There's going to be a lot more that hits the fan, y'all. We have more truths that are coming to the surface. This is the age of Aquarius, where truth will reign. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Second what now?
Second moon?
Oh yeah. They were talking about like three different moons at some point at once.
Yeah, supposedly there's a second moon right now that just came yesterday, 29th, I think.
From
Um,
fucking where? Mars?
they're telling us it was like a asteroid or something that just got locked into our fucking orbit, but that shit sounds sketchy to me, especially if this thing looks like our moon. If it's like
I
a
don't
perfect,
I don't
like
buy
it's
that.
so, yeah, why? Like, we never heard this could happen. It's fucking weird.
Well, I mean, with the 3D technology they have these days, they can tell us whatever we want to make us neglect what else is happening in the world, like how we just had one of the worst hurricanes destroy the southern part of our country, all the way up into Appalachia,
Yeah,
and
northern Florida, right? Yeah.
and then Biden's on his way bragging around the country about how he just signed a bill to give Ukraine another $13 billion. They're like, oh, the federal government is doing everything we can to help the American people. It's like, yeah, you haven't contributed not even a fucking penny worth to the people of our own country compared to that $13 billion you just signed off. Just what, fucking 48 hours ago? They're fucking clowns, guys. There's no excuse for these people. It's so disgusting. And to be honest, it's just gonna make me go back and rant about how they neglect veterans. Our
Well, I started talking about two moons. What do you?
I don't give a fuck about two moons. My whole point was that how my point was how do we know if that's even real? Because they could be projecting that. They could be just making it up out of thin air. How do
What
we
is the
know that?
point of it?
Huh?
What is the point of it?
To distract us from the fact that the entire southern part of fucking Florida and Tennessee, North Carolina, all that shit just got destroyed, and they just gave $13 billion to a foreign country that isn't even part of the UN. It's a distractionary thing. That's what I'm getting at. It's just pay no attention. Pay no attention to the fact that we're giving aid to a country that has nothing to do with us in a war that has nothing to do with us. Meanwhile, your own citizens are suffering. It's just distraction. That's all it is. And I don't know where they benefit from it, but that's what they're doing, and that's what they did today. So I don't know. You tell me. Two moons. Two moons. They're like, oh, don't worry about the hurricane. Don't worry about the massive amount of money we just gave to a possible terrorist country. There's two moons. Focus on two moons. There's never been fucking two moons around here, bro. And now they're just like, that's what you should be paying attention to. Get
I
the
don't
fuck out
think
of here.
the two things are related. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I get where you're coming from as far as the distractions go, because I mean, Diddy, the whole Diddy situation seems like a big one, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like the whole conflict between Russia and Ukraine is probably more. People probably don't give a shit about two moons compared to what's going on there. I don't know. It just seems odd to me that I think the phenomenon itself is what concerns me. Like why it's even. Yeah, I guess I can see the distraction aspect is.
It's a vote, dude. It's a voting cycle. We're 40 days out. Maybe two more days than that. I don't know. 43. What? How far out are we from Super Tuesday? It's all.
Uh,
It's all just
yeah,
like
41, something like that. 40.
boom. So I fucking nailed it. How about that? The drunk guy, fucking stoned, fucking just nailed it. I. The point is like Archer, the show, animated fucking cartoon. Krieger, the mad scientist. Smokescreen! Boom! And he doesn't even, like, light off a smoke bomb. He just runs away. That's what these people are. We're that close to it. So it's just distraction, distraction, distraction. It's just drawing people's attention away from reality. And that's just the way it is. That's what they do. That's what all this nonsense compiles into is this, well, relative pile of shit. It's all bullshit, and it's just meant to draw people's attention away from reality and what's actually happening around them. They're like, I you know, I, you and I forever have always been friends since we met. And there's never been a wedge that could be put between us. We could fucking put it this way. It just doesn't matter. We could make the biggest mistakes in our lives and nothing would ever come between us. These people will just make up anything so people vote for it. And that's where we're at. It's just smokescreen. Vote for me. And they got nothing to offer us. And I mean, think about it. 20 years ago, man, we were fucking like hippies. Like, George Bush is a piece of shit. And blah, fucking blah. But when it comes down to brass tacks, I mean, where do you go from there? It's just all they care about at the end of the year is that you're voting for who they want you to vote for. It has nothing to do with candidacy. It has nothing to do with the responsibility. It has nothing to do with backbone. It has zero to do with integrity. They're just like, just put your name on the ballot or otherwise you're racist. And they make up all these acronyms for us. If you think the slightest degree away from what their narrative is, we're just white racists. That's what it is. That's what they call us. They've been doing it forever. They've been doing it since fucking Jimmy Carter got voted out. That was 50 years ago. What's the big fucking difference? Lyndon Johnson? Dude, all right. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but I'm gonna go quick in and out of a rabbit hole. All the black kids that I went to college and high school, boarding school with, they all think Lyndon Johnson is some fucking savior. That guy was one of the most racist pieces of shit. And he came up with the idea of one, welfare by the vote. That's what that was all about. Oh, row houses. Boom. Compton was the first place they started that shit with, or one of the first places back in the early 60s. It, it's a fucking joke. It's like, hey, we're gonna take your land, we're gonna tell you what jobs you can work, and we're gonna pay you on the 1st and 15th. I'm a hero. It's like, no, you're not. They ruin so many families. Think about every rapper that's 10 to 15 to 20 years older than us. They all grew up that way. And they talk about that shit. There was no perseverance on the government side to give them any acclaim. It was, oh no. We we forfeited your neighborhood, but we also gave it back to you, and we give you money 2 times a month, so you don't really have to do anything. Dude, it's such a fucking ruse just for votes. Just like, oh, hey, P Dub, you're not a P Dub, you're a white boy. Just like all the Mexicans and all the shitheads coming across from the southern border. You don't do shit. You never did shit. And that's the way it is. So that's how they treat you. And you're just gonna, what, vote for Kamala, who can't even put one fucking sentence together? You know, so like there's this thing in the sky called the cloud. And it holds all our information. Okay? Right? and and in this cloud you can access and view that information, right? Dude, they're fucking insane. That's the so I said I'd get in and out of the rabbit hole. I just got out. So
So, Two Moons, not a fan.
What's that now? What'd you say?
I said so. 2 moons, you're not a fan. I don't know. I just find it interesting how many of my very non-political topics always end up going towards a political topic somehow,
I
some
just,
way.
I don't know. Greg, I just weed through the bullshit. I mean, it's all distractionary. I mean, okay, there might be fucking 2 moons. Did one just fall out of orbit from Mars and just start encapsulating Earth, like, and just hop right into the rotation? Like, where did it come from? Why have we never seen it? And that's what I'm saying. It's all just like the verbatim bullshit that they just like make shit up as they go, so we don't question. You know, it's not that I was not downplaying your point, and there very well could be another moon that just appeared in our solar system, but just if you look back at the last, I don't know, 50 to 100 years, they talk so much shit that when you really try to like deduce it and like add it up, none of it makes sense. And then the whatever, the flags fly and the votes are cast and the fucking whoever dies in this battle's won and blah fuck, and everyone forgets about it. So to me it's just like a black flag operation. It's like, don't pay attention to what the dirty things we're doing behind closed doors are. Just pay attention to that other fucking moon, and CGI is the future. Bye. And it, it's just it's all fishy to me. That's the only reason I question literally everything. What reason have they provided for us to give them any kind of recognition regarding these theories? Because once you and I question them, then we're conspiracy theorists and domestic terrorists. It's like, shut the fuck. That's where I get this fucking animosity from. So I apologize. I don't want our minimal whoever the fuck is listening audience to think that I'm just some fucking lunatic. But if you deduce this shit correctly and you do a little bit of your own research and just think about it for a second, it's like it's all just smokescreen. That's all it is. It's like, pay attention to this for 1 second, and then boom, we have some other big story, and nobody has any recollection or any memory of what happened the day before. They immediately forget about it, and no one talks about it. Like, what about the fucking train crash in Ohio last year? No one even talks about it. No one talks about any terrorist attacks. It lasts for 2 days, and the media just generates more bullshit for people to just conveniently forget about everything. I just, sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Actually, go fuck yourself. Everyone who thinks that I'm full of shit, because you're full of shit if you buy into that bullshit. So that's that. I just had to get it off my chest, and it's for real. There's a lot of like travesty that happens left and right, and it's just swept right under the rug these days. No one even takes 2 seconds to care anymore. So that's why I might come across as like a super negative Nancy, but in reality, am I wrong? What am I, a false prophet? Who am I? Where did I even come from? What's the point of all this? You know, you can get into that existential vacuum and just be like, there's no point to any of it. But when you break it down, like I'm trying to at the moment, you gotta see. All it is just a bunch of assholes that only work like 2, 3 hours a day. Like these dickheads on MSNBC and CNN and NBC. They have the easiest jobs in the world and they make like 8, 9, 10, 15 million fucking dollars a year to read something that somebody else wrote. They just show up in a pantsuit or a coat and pants and a sloppily tied tie that I would love to slap one of them because it's not that hard to tie a tie correctly. My point being is that these people just everyone swallows what they say, you know? They just eat it up. So it's just difficult for me to try to correctly digest the bullshit that's fed to everybody, especially the sheeple that can't deduce reality from falsehoods. So that's that's my case, and that's where I lie. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm still here. Damn. All right.
I got deep. I did, but that's how I think, man. You know me. You know me better than anyone. I mean, it's like right in front of your face. You know, it's like a veterinarian telling you, "Oh, well, your dog might have cancer, so come in next month and we'll test him again. Another 2 grand. Same thing. Come in a month later, another 2 grand. Then you're out 10 grand and you get a fucking dead dog." It's the same thing with mechanics in cars. Oh, well, you might have an oil problem. Oh, well, it might be the oil pan or the dish. Or it's like, dude, you're playing me for a fool. Charging me 200 fucking dollars an hour. I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's everyone's out for blood these days. No one has any like common like decency. It's just it's sour, and I don't know that I suppose that well acronym, if you will, completes my point. Um, so I'll shut the fuck up and let you take the table. My bad. I
Oh,
didn't mean.
I'll be
I
right
didn't.
back. I gotta go pee. Hold on. All right. Let's see here. Um.
Hey, we get. I can't see my fucking camera. What the fuck are these stupid things supposed to even do? You know, they put them on liquor bottles.
Oh,
The
it's for the bar, so that
training wheels.
the it doesn't pour out too fast.
That doesn't even make sense. It
At the
just makes
bar.
a it just makes a bubble. So the liquor is supposed to pour on top of the ice to open the flavor, and then you put the mixer in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mixology 101. Anyhow,
Oh,
cheers.
yes. Um.
That's a good one.
Uh. Fuck, man. Um. So, did you know that NASA owns the rights to the interior of the Great Pyramid and a section of the Grand Canyon.
I was told by one of the guides a couple of years ago that, get as much as you can coming in here because they say that they may one day shut off access to the King's Chamber. I said, why would they do that? He said, well, they're afraid that, the pyramid's earthquake or something could make it unstable. I'm like, this thing has been here for thousands of years. It's not going to become unstable. That's foolishness. What's happening is they've discovered something technological about it, and they want to control it. So
NASA owns the rights to the interior of the Great Pyramid.
Yes.
That's spooky.
They also own the rights to a section of the Grand Canyon. So I took a helicopter down into the Grand Canyon. They said we can't walk to this area. That area I heard had some old carvings or something would be over in this area. So I started trying to walk that way. And this guy pops out of nowhere with all black on, black hat, black military outfit with no logos, and an AR-15 and tells me, halt, you can't go any further. I'm like, well, why? I said, what's going on? Oh, didn't they tell you couldn't come over here? I said, well, they did, but I'm thinking, I just want to see, what's over here.
Right.
And he says, you can't come. I said, well, why? What? I said, can you just tell me, sir, why can't I come over here? He says, NASA owns the rights to this section. You can't come over here.
At the Grand Canyon.
At the Grand Canyon.
Do you have any theories of why that is?
It's got to be technological. Starts in something with space. And then also, where else? Chaco Canyon. Same situation. They actually own the rights to those round former things that look like they might have been domes or whatever. That now there's no dome, but you can see those round circles.
Where are those at?
Chaco Canyon. That's in South America. And so it's like, so wait a minute, what's going on here? How in the world what are they doing? As soon as India sent that satellite to Mars and took a color image of Mars, the real color with the oceans and the water and everything of Mars, the director of NASA flew straight to India. And the next thing you know, about a month later, they're signing a deal. There's a whole press release about it. And they now put them under their umbrella. And the next thing you know, that image, they put something called false color on it, turned the whole thing red.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Now, the newest image of Mars just got released. I have an image that I took with my Celestron telescope, and a new one just came out. This new image of Mars.
How long ago?
Just the other day.
Really?
They finally let somebody see what Mars really looks like. That's it right there. So, and I'm going to send you the one I took years ago with my Celestron 130 telescope.
Earth.com. Steve, if you can find it, find out. It's called Planet Mars Captured in True Color for the first time ever. It's on Earth.com. Wow.
Yeah.
What is all the blue supposed to be?
Water.
Really?
Guess what they just said about Mars recently? They said that the soil on Mars is better for growing crops than the soil on Earth.
Yep. How fucked up is that?
It's pretty obvious to me. If
Because it's the hub it's the
average
hub.
layman hears that NASA owns the right to the interior of the Great Pyramid, it's pretty obvious to me that there's some shit going on there.
Well, it's the hub. It's the hub of the alien fucking masters. Why do you? So, okay. 2018, Jeremy Clarkson and James May from the Top Gear, before Top Gear ended, they did their race to the North Pole. And Richard Hammond, the little guy, he was on a dog sled with, I don't know, a dozen fucking huskies tugging him. James and Jeremy were in a Toyota Hilux, basically not a Tundra, a Tacoma, and they raced to the center of the North Pole. You know why they never did a race to the South Pole?
No.
You can't go to the South Pole.
Well, yeah.
It's banned. No one can go to the South Pole.
Right.
Why can no one go to the South Pole? Why is it so secretive why is it only, and they make these excuses like, oh, well, it depends on your education and your degree. I mean, if you're a blah 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 scientist, then you no. It's no. You're not going to the fucking South Pole. And with all these hippies and lunatics freaking out about plastic bags and whatever the fuck else. Oh, how we have to just all drive. We all drive EVs, dude. I've seen so many videos recently of fucking EV charging stations, and a couple 100 yards away, there's there's those generators, the full size, like, power an entire city block, towable generators that run on diesel fuel that are powering the EV stations because the grid can't provide enough power. It's like, oh, the the North Pole is falling apart. Oh, yeah, except for the fact that in the last few years, the South Pole has gained 300 nautical miles of fucking the hardest ice you can imagine. It just because things in the sky are telling you one thing doesn't mean another. It's just shifting they're polar opposites. So it's just shifting itself. You can't kill a fucking planet. We could try to, but it's just going to go into an ice age and kill all of us. I mean, we're not super beings. So the ice wall in the South Pole is larger and more dense than the North Pole has been by the records for something like 20,000 fucking years. I mean, the Earth ain't going anywhere. If anything, we're gonna blow each other up, and then the Earth's just gonna be like, shut down, and boom, see you later. Only the strongest survive. It's not it's not fathomable for us to be that arrogant to just think, oh no, we're just because we're driving gas powered. No, 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 no. Because the other part, which is the largest part, is that where all of the precious metals that go into the batteries come from. They're all excavated with the oldest excavators, like, that even still roam the planet. They're fucking 100 years old. There's fucking some of them, and dude, I looked into this shit. You can't make this shit up. Some of the ones in Africa are fucking steam engines. What do they run off? Coal to produce steam. Steam engines. Fucking steam engines, like Willie. Wasn't that the kid's story? The Cape Cod Canal? Willie the fucking Willie the steam engine, and he dug the whole Cape Cod Canal. It was a children's book back in the day. I mean, yo,
Not Willie, it's my
you
son.
remember though. You
My
see,
son was obsessed with it.
you remember though. You know what I'm
And
talking about.
yeah,
It's the same thing. It's the same thing today. They're like, huh, we have to be all EV by 2035. And it's like, yeah, you have diesel
common.
powered diesel powered generators powering the EVs. For, for one. Two, they hate gravitational power, which is power that's generated by the tides going out and in. Oh, then they just pull some shit out of their ass. It'll kill this breed of fish. It's like, you never even knew that fucking fish until some fucking dum-dum said the species of it. And then what? The wind turbines are useless and they kill more birds than they save. And then they also hate fucking uh water wheels. Oh, really? There's a current flowing down a stream that turns a wheel. We've done this for 300 fucking years. And you're gonna say that's like a threat to the environment? It's a wooden fucking wheel in a stream or a river that generates power. But no, you're gonna be mad at that, and you're gonna say we need to burn coal to power electric shit? That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. They have zero clue. All they care about is getting paid. And oh, let's not forget insider trading. Speaking of which, I think Pelosi's going down.
Yeah.
Insider Trader 101, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I think she's going down. She's gonna get prosecuted. It won't go anywhere. She'll get away with it. But dude, she's never had a real job in her life. She's a career politician. So it won't go anywhere. But they'll pass some like random laws just to like as a cover up. Just like, well, we didn't prosecute her, but at least we did this. It's like, yeah, she's a government employee and she's worth $220 million. Do some fucking basic math. How does that make any sense? Her salary is $70,000 a year. She's worth $220 million a year, and her husband is a crossdresser who got caught with a hammer in his hand and a Canadian just a year and a half ago. So there's that little tidbit. I don't understand how people are so dumb. And it just goes back to the bottom line that all these people are all friends. But that's how married they are to politics. They're not married to reality. They were all friends. The Clintons, the Trumps, the Pelosi's, you name it, the Bushes, they were all friends. And then they're so quick to turn on each other. Just because one has a leg up on the other and might be able to expose the other. They have literally zero character. They have no principle. They're just scum of the earth. I mean, and then I'm still surprised that Big Mike isn't running. You know who Big Mike is, right? Come on now.
Yes, Hans.
Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, I remember.
Big Mike Obama. Big Mike swinging that old thing around. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
we've had this discussion.
What, did I ruin the podcast?
I think we're discussing that in one of the early episodes. That's pretty much. I lost your video.
Oh, my
Pretty
phone
much.
might have died.
Pretty
Nope.
much does pretty much does it for my list. I don't know if you have anything else.
I don't necessarily know. I do know. I rewatched Top Gun Maverick, and yeah, let's we can whatever. I know we're both super overtired. I get it. I get it. But I rewatched Top Gun Maverick, dude, and and I got into this tailspin about the SR-71 Blackbird. You know, because the prototype at the start of Maverick that Tom Cruise was flying was the SR-72. That is a actual real prototype. I didn't know that, and it's absolutely fascinating because the SR, if you remember correctly, the SR-71 that was built in the fucking 50s, guy. That's mind blowing. Its top speed was 3,400 miles an hour, and that was half throttle. They didn't have the grade of titanium they needed, so they could just rail it. And it's speculated that the SR-71, 60 fucking years old now, would have hit right around 6,000 miles an hour. The SR-72, same way. Too much thrust. They don't know what to do. But once they figure it out, it's speculated to hit anywhere between 13,000 to 15,000 miles an hour. That is absolutely fucking mind boggling. There's no need to even go that fast. It's just so amazing and fucking cool. It's just like, think about the SR-71s back in the day fighting the North Koreans and whoever else on all these random little hot zone wars. They weren't even really fighting because we always had the number one spot, but it was a ploy. It was to just make them pander to us. And they just start launching stingers. The SR-71 was a spy plane. It wasn't a fighter plane. They didn't even carry a payload. It was oh look, and they'd look on the radar and there'd be like 4 or 5 stingers chasing them, and they just move the throttle forward, and then the missiles would just die out because the plane was faster than the fucking missiles. Like, imagine that. London to New York in an hour and 4 minutes. That's fucking wild. That's mind blowing. So the new SR-72 would be about 25 minutes to cross the entire pond. That What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That's New York to LA in under an hour. The SR-71 did that flight in, I think it was an hour and 25 minutes. So something 3 times as fast. Think about that. Dude, that is wild. Absolutely wild. So the part that I want our audience, if this is even going to be included in this podcast, which I hope you'd like to keep, Greg, when you do your editing, is just the fact that you got to wrap your head around that. I mean, most of our parents were born when the SR-71 was born. And that thing, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest how much they keep from us, because they keep everything from us. But its capabilities in the late 50s and early 60s, you're talking almost 4,000 miles an hour at almost 90,000 feet in the air. You're only like a couple thousand miles from space. Who's to really try to convince me or you or anyone else that those weren't just flying in space, that they weren't 120,000 feet in the air? They didn't break that limit. Uh, who's to honestly try to convince you that that isn't reality? And here we are, almost 70 fucking years removed from a plane, jet rather, that amazing, that we're not already flying around in space. And me, you, and everyone else, we don't know. We're not part of the inner circle. We have no idea what the fuck they're doing. And that to me is absolutely mind boggling, because it honestly wouldn't surprise me if an SR-71 50, 60, 70 fucking years ago flew to the moon and back. How is that hard to believe? They were already basically flying in space. They had to have every single other thing that was provided by NASA for the pilots and the crew. Why would anyone think that they weren't capable of legit flying in outer space? They
Yeah.
probably fucking did, and the amount of shit we don't know is unreal. And that ties me back to, I don't know, the last podcast or two podcasts ago. There's evidence of war on our own moon. There's tons of evidence of war on our moon. When are we ever going to find out the truth? Number one, I don't think we are. Number two, we might, and those people will get killed. And number three, we'll just keep being slaves to the grind, and taxes just keep getting hiked, and we'll never be able to get ahead in life. And it's a shit sandwich, so eat it. And that's
Oh.
fucking middle age. That's middle age apocalypse for your ass right there, motherfuckers.
All right. On that note, let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
All right, buddy. I appreciate your time, and thank you all for watching. We appreciate it.
we do.
Thank you for tuning in. Please rate, review, follow, comment, all that bullshit, and find us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, all
Yeah,
that bullshit.
if you wanna,
And
if you wanna deep dive, DM us too. I'm willing to have a conversation with anyone that's willing to move outside of that metaphorical box. What they tell you ain't reality. So if you wanna have real conversations, me and Greg are always here. So DM us, do whatever you want. Start your own thread, include us, tag us, whatever, man. We're always here.
there you go. We appreciate that. Yeah, what we got? We got viewers in all over the place now. So yeah, you want to find out about anything? Let us know. Hit us up.
And then
Hey,
always take it.
Sarge.
Then always take a look, because there's always a Sarge. He ain't your Sarge. He's my Sarge. This is my
Uh,
Sarge, and he's always my Sarge. You gotta get
oh,
your own Sarge. Meow,
what a cute
meow,
boy!
meow.
What a cute little boy!
Dude, he's 11 pounds. He's 6 months
Uh,
old.
That's
Greg,
wild.
I love you, brother.
All right, love you too, boss.
Go get some sleep. I'll do the same.
All right, you too. You too. Peace.